Hello everyone, Treecks here and welcome to my newest Let's Play. Welcome to the 1997 PlayStation game Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. A game by Argonaut Software. Okay, time for the opening cutscene. Here we find Gobbos Island, a peaceful little paradise where some creatures live called the Gobbos, these fuzzy little things. But someday, the king finds an orphan. A crocodile orphan. And of course, the good-hearted people they are, they start raising him as if he is their own son. They teach him how to be a strong hero. Maybe too strong. Okay. That's growing up fast. Even for a cartoon world, that is growing up really fast. However, of course, whenever there is paradise, there's also someone who does not like that paradise. Meet Baron Dante, the villain of this game. Stereotypical bad guy who does not like when somebody else is having fun. So he and his minions, the Dantinis, will wreak havoc in paradise. His plan is to get rid of the peaceful life here on Gobbos Island. And he will start kidnapping them. But the king has a plan. Croc, who has been trained to become a hero, it's time to show how big of a hero he is. And he gets sent off to adventure in order to rescue the Gobbos from the evil Baron Dante. Even the king gets imprisoned. Life in paradise is over. Well everyone, welcome to Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. A game on the PlayStation, which also released on the Saturn and the PC, if I'm not mistaken. But I have it on the PlayStation. A game that was supposed to become a Nintendo game, believe it or not. Because Croc, Legend of the Gobbos actually started off as a Yoshi game. A game that was actually being developed for the Nintendo PlayStation. Yeah, you heard me correctly, the Nintendo PlayStation. As you may know, the PlayStation is a console from Sony, even up to the very first one. But back in the day, when this game was still in development, Nintendo actually still had plans of releasing the PlayStation. As we all know, that didn't turn out too well. Nintendo actually abandoned the project and Sony picked it up and released it on its own. Had something to do with the CD system. Nintendo wasn't too big of a fan of the disc system because of it giving too slow loading times. And therefore they abandoned the project. And the PlayStation went on a life of its own. However, this game was already in development. Argonaut Software was actually working on a 3D Yoshi game for the new Nintendo disc carrying system. But because of Nintendo abandoning the project, Argonaut was actually forced to let go of the rights of Yoshi and actually created a new character in order to still finish the game. You can see the resemblance, because Croc is of course a crocodile. A green reptile, you might say, so there is a resemblance with Yoshi. But officially, this game was supposed to become a Nintendo game, and therefore I still consider this a semi-Nintendo game. But all in all, still a pretty fun 3D platformer. It is of course from the beginning era of the 3D platformers. Back in the day, we basically had Super Mario 64 and not a whole lot else. So, all in all, it's actually a pretty simplistic, basic 3D platformer. But I think it is actually the strength of this game. You can see it in the demos a little bit that the game has been showing on the background. There's a lot of standard 3D platforming in this game, where Croc is actually going on an adventure, saving all of the Gobbos, while collecting, platforming, and beating bosses. Okay, time to get started. Because this is enough introduction for now. 5 minutes is way too long for that. Let's go over the main menu first. We can see there's a show intro option at the bottom. You can actually select this in order to view the opening cutscene again. Speaks for itself. These options, load game and enter password, are actually continue your game. Enter password is for if you don't have a memory card. You can actually receive a password whenever you beat the stage, which you can input here in order to continue. Or you can just save on your memory card. Okay, the options. Controller setup. Here you can actually change up the button inputs. I think they're fine enough as they are standard, so I will not be tinkering around with that. The audio options. Yeah, just a couple of simple things. The volume of the music, the volume of the sound, and whether the audio mode is in stereo, mono, or surround. Those kind of things. All standard. Okay, MISC options is the final one. This one is pretty much all memory card related. You can actually delete your saved data here. You can save the options that you have changed, or you can actually reset the options back to default. In case you didn't like what you inputted and don't really remember what they used to be. And there's a center screen option where you can actually shove around your screen. If you don't like the fact that the screen is centered, I wouldn't know why you would change that. You can. Okay, that's quickly taken care of. That's actually pretty much all you can do in the main menu. Other than start game. And that is what we're here for, right? 1-1. And so the adventure begins. That's how every single first level in any game should be called. Let's get started. The first level is going to be Introduction. I will be using it for Introduction myself as well, of course. Because now that we finally have control, it is time to actually start talking about controls. You can move around your character with left and right. As you can see, Croc will then turn around. You can press up in order to make him go forward. As you can see, you can only walk forward. There's no 4 directions in this game. So whenever you want to change direction, you actually have to move around. But you can move backwards. That is something that you need to get used to. Control-wise, this game can be somewhat tricky. We can use the square button in order to do an attack. A tail whip, you might say. This is used to defeat enemies. The cross is used to jump, as you may expect. You can actually combine the two. Pressing square in mid-air will actually make you do an air attack. Okay, circle. Circle will actually make you turn around 180 degrees, as you can see. For instant turning around. Triangle is actually used to center the camera behind you, as you can see. We can use the buttons L1 and R1 in order to sidestep. That actually looks like this. And we can press L2 and R2 in order to adjust the camera. Also controls you can use. Okay, that is every button, right? Controls are done. Now let's go talk about game mechanics. As you can see, we have enemies running around, which can kill us. And we can actually grab gems like these in order to fill up our quote-unquote health. However, some of the gems are actually special, as you can see. This was a purple one. All of these other ones are actually standard ones, as you can see, and they rack up our gem count. Which basically work as health. So, let's go try getting hit in order to show that off. Let's go to you then. Here, as you can see, whenever you're carrying gems, if you get hit, you will actually lose all of them. But you will still be alive. You will only lose a life the moment you get hit without having any gems. That's pretty much how the health system works in this game. Okay, next collectible, of course, the Gobbos. These guys were kidnapped in the struggle with Baron Dante. And we need to find 6 of them in each stage in order to 100% clear the stage. They are not required to beat the game. But if you want 100%, you do want to collect all of them. Okay, same deal with the colored gems. We actually need to find 5 of them in each level. Okay, let's go in here. Ground pound you can do by holding the cross button while jumping. Also a move Croc has. Okay, first subsection. Okay, here we find the blue gem immediately. First, let's go try grabbing these, which is not easy with the controls in this game. Like I said, moving around with Croc is definitely not easy. Okay, movable platforms. Also pretty basic in a platformer. Okay, these lava bubbles we actually can't defeat, so stay away from them. Okay, here's a new type of platform. These will actually crumble the moment you step on them, as you can see. And here we find another Gobbo. And the heart that we collected is actually a 1-up. as you might have seen, gave us an extra counter with our lives. So the hearts in this game are the extra lives. And we have 3 of them now. Okay, that's taken care of. Let's go to the second room. This first room we were able to pretty much go over all of the mechanics in this game. At least the most important ones. Now it's time for the adventure to truly begin. Okay, it is recommended to try to carry as many gems as possible towards the goal. It is not required, but you'll see what it's able to do once we reach the end. Okay, we've got 4 of the colored gems now, and 3 Gobbos. Should be 1 more in the final room. And 2 more Gobbos. Okay, there's 1 already. First, let's go see what's in these crates. Okay, just some gems. Here's actually a colored gem door, as you can see. And you can expect what this will do. We need all 5 of the colored gems in this stage in order to open it up. And we're still missing the yellow one, so it is going to stay closed for now. Okay, be careful of this dude. Obviously tries to bite you. This is actually the end of stage gong. If you pound this, the stage is over. However, we don't want to hit it, of course, because we don't have all of the collectibles yet. Here's Gobbo number 4. And there should still be 1 more left. Plus 1 colored gem, of course. It is actually going to be in here. Wait for this guy to do his thing. Disappear again. And find out you can actually go in it yourself. For sub-area number 2 of this stage. And yeah, both the yellow gem and the final Gobbo are going to be here. Okay, make sure you grab onto this, because the final Gobbo is going to be in here. Okay, we've got everything. And I hear you say, at the beginning you said there were 6 Gobbos in every stage. You only have 5. Why are you calling it the final Gobbo then? Well, pretty easy. What do you think is going to be behind door number 1? There's 5 Gobbos regularly in all of the stages. And the final one is always going to be hidden behind the colored gem door. For this one we actually always need to do a special platforming challenge. This first one is going to be really easy, obviously. On top of these bouncing jellies is actually a key, a small key. And these are actually used in order to open up cages in this game. Like this one, for instance. Nice little introduction to that mechanic. Giving us Gobbo number 6, and the first level is 100% completed. All of the gems that you've been able to carry towards the end of stage will be tallied up to a total, as you can see. And once you receive 100 of those, you will get an extra life. So it's definitely worth trying to get as many of these gems over the finish line as you can. And once you're done, you actually move on to stage 1-2, obviously. Even if you don't 100% clear the stage, don't have all of the Gobbos, of course you're still allowed to continue, but you can always go back if you like. As you can see, the world map allows you to go back into previous stages, so if you've missed anything, you can simply move over the world map all you want. Okay, enough playing around. Let's go play Underground Overground, the second stage in this game. Let's go fill up the video time with as many stages as I can. Despite the introduction being in this episode as well. Okay, what are we starting with now? First, a couple of crates that we need to open up. Most of these crates will actually have gems in them, mostly 5. But still, they're worth taking. And don't worry, this butterfly is not an enemy. Okay, let's go into this well first. This looks like a sub-area. Okay, what do we have? Okay, locked cage. But no key. But we can guess we can actually find that in this room. Oh, there's also a loose Gobbo here. Ooh, 10 gems in 1 crate. That's interesting. Okay, let's go up here. That's obviously where we need to go. And I see the key. Okay, for this, we don't want to hit the crate, because otherwise we can't reach this platform. Okay, green gem. And This one can't have anything else than gems. It's a required crate in order to get the key, so they're not going to put collectible in that. Okay, that's 2. And hopefully this door will take us back to the main room, because otherwise I'm afraid I've missed something. I thought this well was going to be a sub-area, but I'm afraid it's actually not a sub-area. No, indeed, it was continuation. Okay, only the first episode, and we already need to go back into a stage because of me missing something. Because this is already the final room. So we weren't supposed to go into the well in the first room already. Here's the door, but we don't have enough of the colored gems, not even close. We have 4 of the Gobbos, so we missed only 1. But still. This way I can at least show off how you normally would finish a stage. If you're not in the color gem door. But obviously we want to go back to stage 1 too. We're not done here. Apparently you need to do the overground bit first. You can call this level underground overground all you want. But it should be the other way around. Okay, first things first about cleared levels. If you've already cleared a level, you can actually pause the game by pressing the start button. And then you can actually press the select button in order to exit that stage. Start select is also a thing in this game. But okay, enough about that. Let's go see what we've missed. This is actually a thing we can climb, so use it to get up these ledges. And there should be at least 1 Gobbo present here. And at least 1 colored gem. Okay, be careful for these Dantinis. These are actually pretty annoying enemies. These guys actually have ranged attacks, as you can see. So, be careful for them. Okay, let's grab all of these gems. Okay. At least we're certain we didn't miss a colored gem. But we also saw a well here. Let's go see what they hide in here. We already know what they're hiding in here. That final Gobbo that we've missed. And the final 2 colored gems, obviously. Stay away from me. Okay, there's nothing in here. Just some jelly. Sometimes they actually hide 1-ups in those things, so still worth checking. Okay, here's yellow. And the purple one is up there. Obviously we don't want to smash this crate yet, because otherwise this one is unreachable. And let's go grab that 1-up over here. And after that we still don't have that Gobbo, so it has to be in here. And there it is. Okay, let's move on. Okay, we're back at the end. I think I'm just going to cut out everything that we've already seen. As you can see, I did grab everything else in the meantime. So now we have the right to enter this door, the forbidden door from last time. Let's go complete stage 1-2 fully this time. Okay, that looks interesting. A giant tower of question mark crates. Pretty obvious what we need to do with that. First we need to get up here. Once we've reached the top, we can reach the top of these crates. Press and hold the cross button in order to smash through everything in one go. You can do it one at a time by releasing the cross button after initiating the ground pound. But if you decide to hold the cross button while making a ground pound, you can actually go through everything at once. Remember that trick, we'll be using it a lot throughout this game. The ground pound is going to be our favorite move to use. And also remember you can adjust the height of your ground pound by pressing the cross button early or late. Okay, finally done with controls. Every single time I think I've covered everything, something new shows up in the stage again. And without a doubt we're still not done with it yet, but we'll see how everything pops up the moment we actually progress through all the stages in this game. 20 minutes have been reached by now, so I think this is going to be enough for the opening video. This is Croc, Legend of the Gobbos, a Nintendo game that turned into a PlayStation game, where Croc is trying to save his Gobbos friends from Baron Dante. See you folks next time, and Treecks out.